What is your accidentally caught your spouse cheating horror story? Story 1. Boyfriend finally convinces me to have a threesome after months of begging. I finally agree and our mutual friend comes over. Things get hot and heavy when he starts effing her. He moans, "Damn, you feel even better than usual." Everyone freezes. He tries to tell me that he was thinking about my pee while effing her and that it just felt differently, but she felt so guilty that she confessed on the spot and begged me to forgive her. We don't really talk anymore, but last I heard, she had been dating my ex for over a year. Oofta. I'm sorry, that is so awkward and uncomfortable. I do have to say, if there are months of begging for a threesome, that might be a bit of a red flag. Story 2. Didn't happen to me, but my closest friend growing up. He was making out with his girlfriend in the back of her car, which at the time she had only had for a week, and he put his hand on the back of the car somewhere between the back of the headrests and the rear windshield. I guess the opposite of a dashboard? Anyway, he put his hand in a semi-fresh load of jizz, and her answer was that her gum must have flew from her mouth and land back there, and the sun melted it into a jizz-like substance. I mean, maybe it was Big League Chew bubble gum. That stuff was kind of jizz consistency. Did your friend taste it? Because if it was grape flavored, she is in the clear. Story 3. Not my relationship, but my boyfriend's mom took me out to lunch to get to know me better. We really kicked it off and had a great lunch. She had to run home because she forgot to grab a gift for a shower we had to attend after, and we found her husband ducking the neighbor on the couch. She was mortified and never the same around me again. Her son and I split because of that. He didn't think his dad was wrong because his mom gained weight. As in, she was now 140, 5'6", and not 120. So I never found out what happened. Okay, so my ex was having computer problems and wanted to go on Facebook on my phone. No problem, but I made her use Safari so I wouldn't have to log out of the app. Anyways, couple days later, I'm closing tabs on my phone and there is her Facebook still open. Well, I see she's chatting with her ex, John. Turns out they banged in our bed and we're gonna go out on a date soon. So in the messages, he asked she wearing something nice in the messages. I'm not the jealous type, so I'll leave it for a couple of days. Couple days goes by and she wants to do it. Well, we are kissing and getting hot and heavy. I whisper in her ear, "Don't forget, John wants you to wear something nice on your date Saturday." The look of horror in her eyes was magical. I put my shirt on and started walking out as she's crying and saying she's sorry. Look, the logical side of me wants to say, why don't you try communicating first, working things out, reflect inwardly about not just her, but yourself? But the other side of me kinda appreciates the devious execution of that particular mic drop. Story 5. Walked in on my girlfriend while she was doing it with another guy. "What are you doing here?" she says. "You gave me a key, remember? I ended up not working today and wanted to surprise you." 15 years later, she reaches out, leaves me a message that she'd like to talk. I figured she's doing some 12-step thing or something and wants to make amends. Nope, she wanted to try and sell me on anyway. Story 6. I caught the ex thanks to effing Pokemon Go, of all things. She mentioned Pokemon Go was using lots of her data. I explained that in her settings, she could see how much data on app was using. I proceeded to show her and prove to her it wasn't by pointing out Tinder was using much more data. It was sad, but also funny the way it went down. I've posted this before, but it's still funny to remember. Story 7. Supposed to be 10 days, got to go home a day early. Had a friend pick me up at the airport to surprise my wife and 2 children, 2 years and 8 months. Walked in to my ex and her coffee friend snuggling on the couch with my kids in the same room. I was livid. Of course, she denied everything. We split up weeks later. Edit years after 2 to avoid all the age questions. Look, I wasn't there, so I'm not judging. But I am going to say that we need to normalize friends cuddling. If Taika Waititi can do it, then why can't the rest of us? Story 8. One night she told me not to come over because she wasn't feeling well, but then my sister wanted this hoodie back that she'd borrowed. So I thought I'd stop over with chocolate and a Slurpee. I knocked on her door. She came to the upstairs window with only a blanket wrapped around her. I thought I told you not to come over. My sister needs her hoodie. Who's that? Says some male voice from her bedroom. Ah, I see how it is. I'll talk to you tomorrow, she says. Probably not. Have a good one. Story 9. I returned from work on Christmas Eve. We had tickets to a festival which started the day before Nye, and I couldn't find the tickets anywhere after seeing them the month before. I decided to double-check the trash before we put it out for collection. I found a used condom. We lived on our own. I'm sorry, but why are cheaters so careless? I guess if you're cheating, you aren't that smart to begin with, but come on, folks, don't leave evidence at the scene of the friggin' crime. Story 10. Came back from a trip 4 hours early. Wife was supposed to be at work still. Opened the front door to see her sitting topless on the couch making out with a coworker. He ran out the door, she ran into the bathroom and locked the door. Sat on that couch for about an hour because I couldn't think what else to do. Finally just up and left so she could come out of the bathroom and put her shirt on. Story 11. Dating this girl a few years back, and I became really good friends with her brother just because he appreciated my help during a difficult time for their family. Their father had abruptly passed away. 2 years into the relationship, the brother contacts me and asks to meet up for coffee and a serious conversation. Apparently, he caught his own sister with another guy, mutual friend of ours, and that crap had been going on for like a year. As soon as he found out, I was told. Broke up with her. Still friends with her brother. Go figure. Edit. If I was gay, I'd date him. Everyone happy? Ha ha. Thanks for all the love. Story 12. One of my former coworkers loaded in an SD card with a scanned project file on it. He put it into the conference room PC. We were treated to naked pics of his wife effing another guy. We were stunned. This was in a senior budgetary meeting with the outside accountants and auditors. And he was sitting right there and we were looking at his wife and another guy going at it. I reached over and shut the projector off. Nobody said anything. He got up and walked out and drove off in his car, left his phone and laptop sitting on the table. He wound up driving to his parents' house 3 states away. He was gone for a week. Story 13. Not me, but one of my best mates. His girlfriend snuck a guy into their 1-bedroom apartment whilst he was playing Xbox in the living room. I heard the argument through the mic after he heard a noise coming from the bedroom. He kicked her out and continued playing with us. Edit. Alrighty, this certainly blew up. To the people saying my buddy deserved it because he is addicted to video games, I don't know where you got that from. He only plays when there is a bit of spare time. She is just a crap person. After he caught them in the act and kicked her out, he came back onto the mic to tell us what happened and to get off the game. We encouraged him to stay on and talk everything through with us. We were in different countries at the time and couldn't see him in person. Them because we were worried. The relationship had been a little rocky, but who would have guessed that someone would cheat, and especially in the next room? He is a great guy who did not deserve what happened to him. He is now in a healthy relationship with a wonderful lady. I love how people would assume the guy was addicted to video games or something through what was at that point a 3-sentence story. I feel like that isn't enough context to make judgments like that.